To set the tone for the conclave, we will have Vedant Mhatre from the Walking Project with a presentation to outline the theme of the conclave. Vedant, where are you?
Good evening, everyone. I'm really thankful that all of you have showed up for this Walkable Cities Conclave. Uh, all of the panelists, the audience, and the guest of honors who are over here. I will drive straight into the meat of the issue with this my setting the tone presentation. Why walkable cities? Why do we want our cities to be walkable? I want to ask in the audience that is settled over here, how many of you end up walking every day? At least 5 minutes, probably to your college, probably to your workplace, whatever. Okay, I see a lot of hands. Yeah, let's see what the statistics say about it. So, thankfully, or I don't know, sadly, maybe Bhushan Gagrani ji had actually took a lot of my points from my setting the tone presentation. But as you can see, the statistics say 47% of Mumbaikars walk every day. This is for the Mumbai metropolitan region. For the BMC area, it is 51%. And the second black part you can see on the pie chart is actually the local trains. So the local trains we associate with extreme overcrowding, the extreme congestion you see. Even though that is a thought of overcrowding that we have in our mind, walking consists of double that, more than double that number. It makes up a much larger share of modal share. And Mumbaikars really don't need to be told to walk. Mumbaikars walk already, like you can see in one of the pictures that are being showed. Mumbaikars walk. And walkability is something that affects a lot of facets in our everyday life. Think about all of the issues listed in the word cloud that I have over here. Think of sustainability, walking comes into mind. Climate friendly city, walking comes into mind. A walkable city is a more climate friendly city. A smart city is a climate friendly city. A quieter city is a walkable city. And walking spaces, pedestrian infrastructure is also doubles up as the largest open space in our cities. Mumbai is a city which is starved for open space, like Gagrani ji mentioned. But if we can improve our walking infrastructure, if our walking infrastructure can be much better, this space could be so much like the quality of life of all of us would improve so much more. Isn't it amazing when you get a footpath like this, when you can walk with six of your friends without having to haggle between different people? Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing to have a footpath like this where you have a good tree cover, the surface quality is amazing, and you can't see the end of the footpath? You don't have to worry about it. Thankfully, the next presentation is by Mr. Pankaj Joshi, and this footpath is developed by him. So we'll get to hear a lot of his thoughts in the designing perspective, designing aspects of this footpath. Isn't it amazing when our differently able friends have adequate infrastructure for them to walk on, and they can navigate with dignity without having someone assist them constantly? Isn't it amazing when our railway stations, when we deboard from the train, it's a free space to walk on. It's not a congested hellhole like some of the railway stations we have in Mumbai. So all of these pictures that we saw over here, sadly, this is not most of Mumbai. So where have we gone wrong? Mumbai back in the day used to have ample space. And I used to like to give this example of Dadar. Like Dadar is an area that was developed around the 1900s, between 1900 to 1920, after the Bombay plague. And this entire Dadar BDD Shawl, all of this area, Parel, Matunga, Sion, King Circle, all of this area was developed for a population of around 60,000 people. But today, it houses around 6 lakh people. So it has 10 times the people living there. In addition to the people who are coming to these places from Vasai Virar, Nalasopara, Kalyan Nubivali. Still, some of the footpaths that you see at Shivaji Park or some of the footpaths you see at the outskirts of Dadar, Matunga, Parsi colony feel adequate, feel future proof in that manner. a picture from Shivaji Park, close to Shivaji Park, you can see in this. And you can see the width of the footpath. Sadly, north of South Mumbai, which is after Dadar, the footpath widths have been reduced a lot. Widths have been going on reducing even in the most affluent neighborhoods. Think of Bandra, think of Juhu, think of Lokhandwala. The footpaths are very narrow. This is something, again, the BMC has been doing lately. Intersections, the thing that you're seeing over there is supposed to be a traffic island where people can stand and wait at, but it's converted into a converted into a completely beautified space. And sadly, this is according to the BMC guidelines. It's a violation of the BMC's guidelines, and it is done by the BMC itself. And then BMC does this ad hoc material choices thing. You'll see articles that every year IIT Bombay has been delegated to find out the best material कि footpath कैसे बनाना है. It feels very sad that we kind of have to constantly each and every year trying to solve, like find, make the circle, like find the circle. All of the cities across the world have done it. We can just copy some of that knowledge sharing, the joint ventures that we do for our knowledge sharing and improving the knowledge of our local industries. Some of that knowledge can be used. Pedestrian crossings have been reducing. According to the guidelines, there should be a pedestrian crossing every 70 meters to 150 meters. That would be 2 crossings in one railway platform length. Do we find that many crossings? A lot of places these crossings have been reduced because of BMC beautifying a lot of these medians. On the right hand side, on the right picture, you can see these students, these people. None of them are undereducated. We have to understand that crossing, walking is a basic need of human beings. It's not something we can just let happen. Hawking, again, extremely contentious issue. And we were supposed to have a panel specifically on this issue because this is brought up every single time in each and every discussion. And a lot of people have very strong arguments about it. We have a very nuanced take on this and why it exists. And we might differ over here on this with the commissioner a little bit. Parking is a major issue. Parking is taking up enormous amounts of space in the city. Today, Greater Mumbai alone has 14 lakh plus cars. If you were to surface park these number of cars on Mumbai streets, the amount of space you would require is 18 square kilometers. Try to imagine how much 18 square kilometers is. Draw a polygon between Taj Bandstand to Bandra Station, northern section go up to Andheri Station, and then another section to Warsaw Beach. All of the landmass between these sections would be simply covered in car parking. I've not told you about two-wheeler parking. So the Dadar Bay, from the ceiling, the bay that you see, Mahim Bay, would be the amount of space which would be required for parking your two-wheelers in addition to the other thing that I mentioned. I'm really thankful that the Maharashtra government seems to be taking it up. This was something we had put in our pedestrian manifesto, which we published last year, that parking management, there should be better parking management in our city. And thankfully, there seems to be some movement, and we are really hopeful that it happens. Guardrails is another issue. Again, there are very strict guidelines on where guardrails can be put up, what should be their height, how much spacing should be there. But again, BMC, and not just BMC, but all the municipalities across the entire MMR region violate these guidelines and create a space. Like you can see people walking right outside this footpath. The guardrails are supposed to keep people from walking on the footpath. A lot of these discussions, I hope, will be covered in our panel discussion that is supposed to happen. What I hope from this conclave, what I hope from all of you guys, what I hope from some of the people who have already left, I want us to collectively acknowledge that there is a problem. I feel ki generally all of us feel anxious while walking. We don't enjoy it. It's an unenjoyable experience. It's not something we want to do every day, but we don't know why it is. And with Walking Project, we try to get people to understand the specifics. What are the design issues? What are all of the basic issues that create this environment which is not walkable? And a lot of people don't understand ki why क्यों चर्च गेट स्टेशन से बाहर निकलते ही लोग रोड पे चलते हैं, why are they not taking under pedestrian crossings? all of this is covered in Indian standard guidelines. There's something called a level of service, I guess, that will be discussed in our panel 1. So all of these things we need to acknowledge it's a nuanced subject, and I hope we collectively acknowledge the problem that our cities need to be more walkable than they are currently. And we need to consciously work towards the goal of improving walkability. It can be, the BMC can be taking up the help of walking project. All of you guys could be helping walking project. All of you could be taking up your local street. And all of that can be done. And that's where I'll end my setting the tone session. Let's make our cities walkable. I hope some of our streets look like this into the future.
Thank you very much, Vedant.